Hey everyone, I'm back to continue our recycling series. I'm wondering if there's anything interesting we could use to make a homemade antenna. Wait a moment, I just spotted this old speaker, and it looks pretty interesting. Let's start with this one. The first step is to remove the extra parts of the speaker and get it ready for wiring. Using it as a main body for our homemade antenna is especially useful because the speaker's strong magnet can help improve signal reception or interaction with certain electronic components, while the sturdy frame keeps everything stable and supports the antenna structure effectively. Next, I've got a 1 to 2 signal splitter here, and we're going to bring it into the setup. It's especially useful because it can take the signal coming from the receiving section and split it into 2 paths, allowing the signal to be distributed efficiently to the transmitting parts, which helps maintain a stable flow and improves the overall performance of the system. At the same time, the type of wire I'm using in this project has an outer insulating layer, while the core inside is made up of many small copper strands tightly braided together, which makes it flexible and reliable for connections. After spending a long time working on creative recycling projects, I've come to realize that hot glue is incredibly useful. It bonds quickly, holds parts firmly in place, and works well with many different materials. On top of that, it's easy to apply, sets fast, and can be adjusted while still warm, which makes the whole building process smoother and more efficient. after getting halfway through the process. From cleaning up the extra parts of the speaker to assembling everything, we'll set aside for now and move on to the next step. Here's a piece of coaxial cable, and I'm going to repurpose it as the signal receiving router section of the setup. This part needs to be exactly 30 centimeters to match the design requirements and ensure the signal is handled properly within the system. Coaxial cable is a great fit for this role because its layered shielding helps reduce interference and keeps the signal stable as it moves from the receiving end into the setup. On this cable end, I'll attach a female F-type connector to make it easier to connect to one of the ports on the signal splitter. Ensuring electrical safety by using insulating tape is extremely important because it helps prevent short circuits, reduces the risk of electric shock, and keeps exposed connections properly covered, making the entire setup safer and more reliable during operation. For the copper core of the signal receiving router section, I'm going to bend it into a spring shape. This spiral structure can interact with incoming TV signals more effectively by increasing the surface area and helping the antenna capture waves from multiple directions, which can improve signal reception and make it more stable. It makes perfect sense to use this small square wooden board as the base for the antenna because it provides a flat and stable foundation to hold all the components in place. Wood is also non-conductive, which helps prevent unwanted electrical interference, while its solid structure keeps the entire setup steady during use. With the remaining ends of these two wires, I'll prepare them so they're ready to connect with the coaxial cable that carries the signal to the TV. This step helps ensure a clean and secure connection, allowing the signal to pass through smoothly with minimal loss or interference. For this cable end that connects to the TV, besides adding a female F-type connector, I'll also install a 90-degree F connector to make the connection more convenient in tight spaces, reduce strain on the cable, and keep the signal path stable. And just like that, the homemade antenna is fully assembled. Now I'm going to take it outside and test it in real conditions right away. And after putting it to the test, I have to say, the results turned out better than expected. The signal comes in clearly and stays stable, even in conditions where I didn't expect much. It's always satisfying to see something built from recycled parts perform this well. If you got a few spare materials lying around, this is definitely a project worth trying. Thanks for sticking with me through the build, and I'll see you in the next one.